on form for his country and his club.
Yeah.
Bukayo, I love you. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm not alone. I'm with my good friend Laurence McKenna.
We are good friends.
How are you?
Thanks. That's nice.
We didn't even shake hands when we actually first met.
We hugged.
Yeah,
So
we did
fine.
hug.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah. I'm very
Fasting.
good. This is the second time you've been on my channel.
First time, huge success.
Tea with Timbsy. It was a huge success.
That was lovely.
This one,
Let's see.
yeah, we'll see.
Let's see you growing
Anyway,
it.
international break. England did actually quite well. But one man I would love to talk about, I as an Arsenal fan never get tired of talking about, and who seems by all accounts that everyone loves him. It's Bukayo Saka,
Seems like a
because
good guy.
he is an absolute world beater at the moment. He scored an absolute rocket. Do you love him?
You know what I do, weirdly? Even though he obviously he's not a Liverpool player, like this Arsenal team's just really likeable.
Yeah.
Like the whole team
He's
is
like
really
the
likeable.
embodiment of that likeable Arsenal, I think.
Yeah, and like the youth and the precision and the finishing. Like it's not just one person who's sort of shining and making everyone good. There's like just a series of really nice things happening.
Yeah.
And it seems he's really reacted well to Mikel Arteta, which I love.
Yeah. I also feel like what separated him from others at the beginning, so when he's been playing for a few years now.
Quite well.
Broken onto the scene when he was like 17. And from the offset, he was playing left back, sometimes a little bit left wing in the Europa League, but
More like left wing, yeah, like a
left
a
wing
progressive
back sort of
left back,
thing.
yeah.
But from the very beginning, it was just really obvious. It's like, wow, he makes the right decision pretty much most of the time. Like he's obviously technically really good.
Yeah.
Can beat players and whatever, but not outstandingly rapid or anything, but just like he doesn't give the ball away. He knows when to take a player on, but equally knows when to turn around, knows the right sort of pass, the right time to play that pass. And it was like, for a 17-year-old, that's not normal. And now I feel like he's just become this like output beast where he's still got the reliability, but now he's so direct and he's starting to bring real goals and assists into his game like at no other time in his career, and he's just a delight for me.
His core must be amazing as well, because like this guy.
Oh, he's got a fat arse, and I don't think he'll mind me saying that.
No, but like
because his legs are just
chunks. Yeah. Like and he is like he's when he strikes the ball, it goes like it's not like a light strike.
Like if we shot it.
But seriously, like when he strikes it, you're like, wow, that looks like that was struck by Steven Gerrard. Like, it's really accurate. Like, I was really impressed by that. But then I was also really impressed. I think I don't think Mo Salah should take credit for it, but I think there are elements of his game where I see Mo Salah as a Liverpool fan.
No, I agree.
Like his goal, was it the other night? Or he sort of cut inside. He was on the inside channel, and it was just such a great shot.
Yeah. Oh, the against Palace. Yeah. I mean, like obviously Salah's kind of. Was there anyone before Salah who was that real output machine from the right wing who was left-footed? Mahrez maybe a year or two before because of Leicester and everything, but
yeah, I mean Mahrez was sort of a hidden talent as well at that point. Like he was good, but we didn't know he was this good.
Yeah.
And Salah, and I see more of Salah than I do of Mahrez in Saka, and Mahrez is more of like an output monster in a different way. Like he's more of the step over and move, whereas Saka is much more of like
he's just direct.
Yeah, and I feel like City weirdly like are different to Liverpool, and Liverpool different to City, but Arsenal are kind of like this weird hybrid of the two. Which I like.
Yeah, no, that's true. I like Saka. I just feel like obviously we love him, and the way he is. Yeah, I think it probably is more reminiscent of Salah in that he'll get the ball and he's never, ever, ever afraid to just go at you. And not that Mahrez is, but it's the fact that Mahrez likes to kind of maybe draw you in a bit more and then maybe put his foot on the ball, maybe turn around or maybe whip in a pass and slow it down a little bit more. Whereas Saka's like, if there's space, I'm going into it. And
he'll also go a bit deeper, and I think Salah's more willing to drop deeper and then sort of, he looks a bit more like he wants to get to top speed with the ball, whereas Mahrez is much more closer to a Mane type where he'll like stand you up, go past you, and then almost come back and be like, I'll go past you again.
Yeah.
But Saka doesn't really seem like that kind of guy. He's a bit more respectful, maybe a little bit quieter as well, maybe slightly more. In his celebrations, I know he's quite sort of like out there.
Yeah.
And he does his, I love that. But he's a bit more humble, I want to say.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think he's just a very grounded guy. Like he obviously
seems that way.
He works hard, but he kind of keeps his head down and just obviously on the pitch expresses, which is exactly what you want. Just on the pitch, you do your thing.
Yeah, and you know what I kind of like about it is I think he's really built up good relationships with obviously Tomiyasu, who's now out for the rest of the season, sadly, and then Ben White, and those I can't understand why Ben White's not got a call up to England on the back of a good relationship with Saka.
Yeah, there obviously must be something maybe behind the scenes that like has happened or is from one of the camps that just something's not right. Obviously, because in terms of form, like you can't beat him really, like,
and not only that, but you can't beat him in terms of combination. You can't beat him in terms of. I think Trent is Trent for me.
No, Trent's
merits
amazing.
it in terms of a lot of aspects, but I feel like he's not fitted to this specific England team.
Yeah,
you got Reece James and his kind
Injury
of output.
as well.
Reece James is kind of in and out. Ben White's been relatively consistent.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see more of him. And also, I think he is your best right back.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we are a better team with him in it because on the ball he's just obviously so accomplished.
Well, Arteta loves to do that little rotation thing. I'm not worried, but like I do think it's going to be different this season now, where there's no Tomiyasu or Ben White coming on. Depending on that, you basically got one right back.
Yeah, that is true. It is just Ben, but I think it's been Ben for a lot of the season anyway. So and also. Give it to Bukayo and just see what happens.
No, that will
be fine.
Yeah.
I do want to say though, because he's,
You're right.
he is so young. He's 21.
Yeah, you're right.
And I often forget that as well because a lot of the boys are around a similar age. I know Emil, I think he's 22 or 23. And Ketia as well.
I feel like he isn't though, because a lot of these guys have been on the scene forever. So it feels like they're like 27, 28, like not looks-wise, but like, do you know what I mean?
But I remember and I watched Rory's reaction to that England game as well, and when he talked about Saka and how even his England record, where now he's pretty much a dead cert at that right wing position. Left wing, you're going, it could be Grealish, it could be Sterling, it could be Rashford, like any of them, and you're going fair. But on the right, he sort of owned that space now, and
he's in good form, like he is, and he is.
Of course,
there isn't really anyone else competing for that space. I can't think of anyone else who's meant to go in that space.
But equally, like he is obviously the out-and-out favourite in that right wing position. But also, he's just delivered. He's like scored more goals at the age of 21 than most. Apart from is it Michael Owen and I think maybe Wayne Rooney,
who are the actual strikers, by the way. And he's not technically an actual striker.
Exactly, and he's playing behind Kane, who was just the netter. So
Kane is the netter, and I get it. But someone listed Kane's.
He scored most of his goals, like 80% of his goals against. Look, I get that, but equally...
Four of them are against, reputable people.
I get it.
You can only score against people you face. I get it. Vibes, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is a bit of a... No, but you get what I mean? Like, there is like a... scoring in big moments is key. Being there, being the future of England. Saka is so key to Gareth Southgate's next transition.
Yeah, no, that's
in
true.
A way that I felt that Gareth Southgate kind of wedded himself to some people who became sort of albatrosses. So like Harry Maguire, to some extent, you've got a midfield which has been lucky to bring in Bellingham and Rice and those guys because it was always Hendo and
maybe Calvin,
someone like that. But and that kind of worked. But you could see that maybe Henderson now won't play a full 90, rarely ever. I think he did for England the other night, but then he rarely plays a full 90 for Liverpool. And then up front you had Kane. You always had to have him.
Yeah. So I feel like it is Saka is like this leading light of the new. Basically, the next 10 years is sort of he's spearheading that. I mean, look, Rashford's still young for what he's already accomplished.
He's also on the other side, which is great.
Yeah.
So that you basically got Saka on one side, Rashford on the other, in a slightly skewed England formation, where it's on one side you've obviously got Chilwell. Chilwell is absolutely blowing the doors off the thing right now.
Yeah.
The guy is as far as I'm concerned, eye test wise at least, I don't know stat wise, but eye test wise, I wouldn't drop him for any other left back. And I'd also say that you probably play a slightly weaker left winger who drops back a little bit more to facilitate Chilwell.
Yeah, I agree. A question for you. How valuable do you think Saka is?
What, is he on the open market?
For the Premier League, obviously. Not talking about Haaland and everything like that. But so in terms of
why not
the wingers, because I'm saying this is my video, I'm talking about the wingers. Okay? You're a Liverpool fan, Salah. If you had to choose, right, as a Liverpool fan from here on out, you've got a choice between Rashford, Saka, and Salah. Who are you taking?
Well, obviously the Liverpool fan takes Salah, but if I was to take Mo Salah out of it, I've got to admit, for a while, I think when Arsenal were on the come up, but it was never quite clear what Arteta was going to be.
Yeah.
Whether his ceiling was fourth. By the way, there's only other side to ever break from the outside of the top 4 into first position in the Premier League and win it. Do you know who that is?
Leicester.
Yeah. That's the only other team to do it.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, that is mad.
Like, I thought, in my mind, I was like, oh, maybe Liverpool, but then you never see a rise like that, an ascent in the same way.
Yeah.
So when Arsenal were like 5th, 6th, 8th, maybe at one point, I remember a lot of Liverpool fans were like, maybe we could snatch Saka off them. And I was like, yeah, maybe Saka would be like a good buy, but he was nowhere near as developed as he is now. I feel like Saka he's the option in the Premier League ahead of Rashford. I know Rashford is scoring, but I feel like there's a repeatability, and maybe the system is also favouring Saka. There's a repeatability to what Saka's doing. Yeah. And you can also see England are continually trying to play into those strengths of like the Arsenal cutback goal, which they should be scoring way more of. For sure. Like all the Arsenal strengths are what England are currently playing to. Weirdly, England look better for it. What is strange about it is, when it was like mostly Man City and Liverpool players dominating that team, or, the big guys, that was the dominant style of play. Now what Arteta's trying to do almost offers better things for England. That's a better system than what England were playing before. Yeah. So having Saka in that is great. Having a Ben White in that would be great. Having whoever else is English in that.
Well, that's the thing. And I think going forward, obviously, like...
I want Rashford. No, I don't want Rashford. I want Saka is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, great. Okay. Yeah. And I agree with you. Yeah. Because I asked the question.
Although Kvaradona is the only other one in the whole of Europe, and he's an Napoli player, so...
Okay. The thing is, obviously, it is also a testament to Saka, but equally testament to Arsenal. I don't know what kind of chicken or the egg type thing, but
definitely Arsenal first.
I mean, Arsenal first. But the fact that it's only PSG with 3 other players that have double-digit goals and assists, and then it's Arsenal with not even a striker. It's literally Odegaard as the 10. So Saka is like obviously a part of that, but also benefiting from. He's contributing to that, but also benefiting from that in a way.
Well, he benefits from that overload in the box. Like I looked at this on my own channel. It's a great channel. 2-2-6 now. Like when there's a deep lying team, which you're getting more and more and more of. Yeah. He benefits from basically that numbers overload because you bomb people on over the outside. He then gets to cut back into inside, like the...
Ben gives it in.
More or less about roughly where the penalty spot is, but then draw a line sideways from it. They get into about that position, cut it back, bang. That was that goal the other day, wasn't it? The one...
It was the Saka one.
The other side. Yeah, Saka cut back from the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we've scored that goal quite a few times. More recently as well.
Lovely finish the other day, though.
Yes.
Really nice finish. Yeah. Like between a lot of bodies in the box. You could tell he was calm. You could tell he almost expected it. It was like, oh yeah, I'll just, here
That's the thing as well now, like there is a level of expectation, but equally he delivers on it. So it's sort of now in the box, if there's anyone in our team, even comparing to like someone like Gabriel Jesus, right? It's not a guarantee that he's going to finish it. Whereas Bukayo now, I feel like if there is a sight on goal, he's so reliable, which for someone at such a young age is unbelievable to have.
Do you know what I would be really careful about though if I was Arsenal fans? And I think
is hyping him up too much.
Like not the hype, because I think he merits the hype from the execution.
Yeah,
but especially as a Liverpool fan, and I'd imagine a lot of people can relate to this. It can be there one season, gone the next. Not because they're not good quality, but because next season someone goes, we worked out your system, now try something new. Yeah. And suddenly...
Or they're blocking the pass inside. When he cuts in, that pass from Ben, when he plays it inside, suddenly they block it.
And a couple of people have done that. Like I've seen a few people sit... Everton did it really well. And also not only that, but Everton did really well to basically try and stretch your back line out wide with 2 runners, and then basically you can't play that 2-3-5 that you normally play. Yeah. So once people start working it out, I think then people go, "Oh, is Saka not as in
Saka's
form?
Lost it.
Has he lost it?" And I'm obviously similar with Liverpool. Like Salah somehow reached 20 goals this season, and no one quite knows how. Like.
Salah is so off the ball. It's like, no,
not
it's
really,
just that
mate.
Liverpool aren't as good a team anymore.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm saying about Arsenal.
And that might even just be this season. You might come again next season and be like, right, Klopp's worked his magic again.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like, be careful not to put it on the players too much, because then people go, is he not as good as he used to be? It's like, share that between what Arteta has built and what whatever Saka or Martinelli or Odegaard or any of these guys do. Because they're very capable of execution, but that once they've clearly had so much drilling, so much good training, all these kind of things. Praise them not only for the technical ability, but also the application that's gone in there. Because I think it's easy to go, he's just brilliant, isn't he?
Exactly. It's not like, again, and this goes to a larger point, it's kind of off Saka, but someone like Xhaka, It's not like he's suddenly just become a very good footballer. Like, no, when we signed him and whenever he's played for Switzerland, right? Really, really good player.
Amazing player.
And when we were playing awfully under Emery and like he was getting a lot of flack, it's like, yes, he wasn't playing that well, but it's not like he's suddenly become a completely shit player. Yeah. It's like, no, you're just in a system that doesn't work for you. And now suddenly he's working in a system that does work for him and he's playing in a position he hasn't really played before. And I was like, oh my God, he's so good. How has this happened? It's like, no, it's like, as you said, it's not only it's the technical aspect of the individual player being good, but equally how they apply the strategy, their understanding of like the tactics that
that's where Trossard is so good for you.
Oh, he's so key.
So Trossard has come from a really highly technical coach in Graham Potter, which we then forgot because Potter was gone. Potter was gone by the time that Trossard went. I think
it was similar time.
Similar crossover, right? I don't know if it was the same, but no one seems to be talking about how Trossard will have taken a long time to learn all that stuff, have taken very complex instructions in multiple different positions. So he comes in and he's like plug and play for Arsenal. Which is, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
A lot of players, it's like, give him 6 months, see if he can. Trossard just straight in.
Contributed straight away.
And his analysis. I know Liverpool signed Cody Gakpo for a similar idea for what they want Trossard to do at Arsenal. So it gives me hope that in the Premier League that's like a new sort of, it's not a false nine, but it is a false nine.
And sort of a very depth that you can play right and left.
Facilitator.
Well. It's great.
Love it.
So we agree.
Right, well that was a good debate. The real question is, and I think a lot of people don't do this when teams are doing well, like what is it that they can add to their game? And it's easy to say, he could be more defensive or he could be better better in the transition or whatever. I'd love to know people who are watching week in, week out, not just muggins over here from match of the day.
Yeah, obviously.
Right? What actually, when you watch it, you go, because I know every winger, you are going to get frustrated with them about something, whether it's whether they track back or whatever it is. I know his application is great, it's difficult, you shouldn't really criticise him, but constructively, what do you think?
I mean, that would be nice. I don't know, from a personal point of view, I'm not quite sure. Like, because there is obviously that next, he's amazing at such a young age, but there is always that next level, which is the Mo Salah, the Gareth Bale 30-goal season, sort of where something, there's an extra few gears that suddenly just click. And I don't know what that would be for Bukayo.
That might be unlocked by a positive summer with...
team going up another level maybe as well. So.
But it's difficult to see where you guys add to that. I know we've made this video way longer. And we could probably talk about Arsenal for days and days and days. But it's difficult to see where you guys... You are sentimental around almost every one of those players now.
Yeah.
So Ramsdale, Saliba, Gabriel,
we're so connected to them.
There is a possibility, obviously, maybe one of your midfielders might pass out at some point. So you might end up replacing one of them with Rice or something. Or, maybe you'll get someone else in there. Xhaka, even Vieira sort of slowly growing. I know he had a bad game against Sporting, but apart from that, I'm like...
Yeah.
Even then, I'm like, you're a good squad player who I see what you're trying for.
We're getting there. As Arteta says, we're in phase 3. Talking like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
How many phases?
He didn't disclose.
Oh, smart.
But he did say we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah. And then he went, 3. I don't know what to do. And then he cried.
Yeah. Marvels. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think.
Don't copyright strike us for that.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that was really well done.
Yeah.
And make sure you check out Laurence's channel as well.
In the description.
And let us know if you'd like to see him on the channel again. Because,
probably not.
Breaking news, he's going to be on the next one, which is going to be out in maybe a day or two.
But
guys, hope you enjoyed. Click the like button, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you soon.